Hey, hey, boys and girls, children of all ages and all that. Welcome to Cinema Wellman. I'm today's host, Cinema Wellman's resident clown, Mr. Wellmo. High and dry in Cinema Wellman. All right, that's enough of that. I'm here because David, your regular host, suffers from a pretty severe case of coulrophobia, which means he's afraid of Mr. Wellmo and friends. I honestly don't understand how David can have this fear and still be friends with me, but Mr. Wellmo doesn't understand everything, so let's just move on, shall we? David was researching one of his upcoming episodes, working title Hotel Motel, in which he's going to discuss the 15 movies he's seen that features the words hotel or motel in the title. I honestly don't know how he comes up with this stuff. In any event, he's doing his usual research and discovers that there's a film titled Clown Motel. He immediately FaceTimes me and says, Mr. Wellmo, did you know there's a film titled Clown Motel? And I was all like, okay, David, okay. There's also Clown Motel 2, Clown Motel 3, which is Clown Motel 3 Ways to Hell, Clown Motel 4, Clown Motel Massacre, Clown Motel Vacancies 2, without there being a Clown Motel Vacancies 1, and The Curse of the Clown Motel. He says, why didn't you tell me about these movies? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because you're afraid of clowns? The Hotel Motel episode is still coming your way. Lucky you. But I'm here today instead of David to break down what transpired here at Cinema Wellman last weekend. This is a cautionary tale of what can happen to you when you don't have any solid weekend plans, boys and girls. Over the course of 3 days, David and I watched the 10 clown movies I'm about to talk about. 937 minutes of clown movies. 15.6 hours of clown movies in just 3 days. 2.5 days, really. As David likes to say, we did it so you don't have to. We only watched 2 of the Clown Motel movies, but then added The Clown at Midnight, Clown in Cornfield, Clown Fear, Clown House, Clowntergeist, Clownado, Apocalypse Clown, and Clown. We have a mixed bag of snakes for you today, and not all of them are those springy, slinky ones we usually carry around with us. We're going to begin with what is easily the very worst of these 10 films. And frankly, I was embarrassed for my people. At number 10, from 2019, Clownado. Rated R, 99 minutes, IMDb, a generous 3.3, directed by Todd Sheets. IMDb, cursed demonic circus clowns set out on a vengeful massacre using tornadoes. A stripper, Elvis impersonator, truck driver, teen runaway, and a dude. That's how much character they gave this guy. Get caught in a supernatural battle between Femme Fatale and the boss clown from hell. Poster tag. We're going to hit you with the poster tags. A nightmare of unspeakable horror. These 99 minutes were a nightmare of unspeakable horror, but just for the viewers, which I doubt was what the filmmakers were going for. We will be sharing some stats we compiled during these screenings, and we'll be sharing how many clown kills there were, those killed by clowns, since many clowns are straight-up psychotic murderers, along with how many dead clowns the film featured. Clownado was the worst of the 10 films on today's list, but it also had the highest number of clown kills with 16, and dead clown count, 5. Clown names of note: Chuckles, Shrinky Dink, Boppo, and Wizzo. Here we go. And we're going with the stream of notes David and I took during the screenings as opposed to the full narrative, since the majority of these films are unworthy of the full narrative. Step right up. Clownado? I'm sure the filmmakers were hoping to jump on that Sharknado bandwagon, a movie that came out 6 years earlier. There's a dismemberment sequence that's overly nasty, and we're thinking had meat procured from a butcher shop. That's what they used. I'm pretty sure bodies don't have that much blood in them. Human bodies, I don't think have that much blood in them. I can check, but I'm pretty sure. It seems that cranberry sauce was used for entrails. Yum. A witch puts what sound a lot like Harry Potter gibberish spells on some bad clowns, and these clowns totally deserve this, for overacting if nothing else. Later on, the clowns easily capture and control the witch that put the spell on them. How does that work exactly? The effects of the clowns emerging from the clownado, that was absolutely painful to watch, as were the death murder scenes, which were horribly staged, overdone, overacted. We think the clowns killed more people in that diner than were hiding from them in the first place. How is that possible? These clowns were normal people, albeit clowns, before the spell, and now they have powers? That witch doesn't know how to witch properly. Why is one clown coming out of another clown? That shouldn't have been done unless several were going to come out of the clown. Like, a clown car. I would have gotten that. And it wouldn't have finished 10th on the list. In a brilliant casting move, Bambi Fawn Taylor plays a character named Dylan Fawn Harvey. Why does the female clown have breasts with teeth? And why aren't the teeth breasts the same size as her regular breasts? Couldn't that have been done? At least get within 1 cup size, people. Actually, the teeth breasts were the only part of this entire cast that didn't overact. That was a nod to David Cronenberg, I guess. Next up, let's check into one of the clown motels. Oh, that even disturbed me. Number 9, Clown Motel Spirits Arise from 2019, rated R, 95 minutes, IMDb 2.9, directed by Joseph Kelly. IMDb says Clown Motel follows a group of ghost hunters coming from an old ghost town and a bachelorette party returning from Las Vegas. When the groups meet up in an abandoned hotel, they discover it's haunted by the souls of the clowns that once lived there. The IMDb synopsis is probably longer than the script. Poster tag, checking in. Clown kills 7, dead clowns 3. Clown names of note, Silly Lily, Syken, and Crying Clown. This was partially funded by a Kickstarter campaign which allowed donors to appear in the film in small roles, or maybe bigger roles based on some of the performances. The only available subtitles for this were in French, so I'm assuming that lots of folks go straight from Godard and Truffaut to Clown Motel. A homophobic joke? This was made in 2019, not the 90s. Heavy sigh. Where are the clowns in this movie? How can there be a clown motel without the clowns? A clown motel without clowns is, correct me if I'm wrong, just a motel. Time to change some nuts. Some lug nuts. I wonder if one of the Kickstarter scriptwriters contributed that gem. A character has his arms torn off, both of them, and has a cogent conversation for minutes afterward. That's a medical miracle if I've ever seen one. A clown shouts, "You must respect the testicles," in this movie, which pretty much tells you all you need to know. We'll be checking out of Clown Motel now. Thank you very much. Next up, number 8 from 2020, Clown Fear. Rated R, 109 minutes, IMDb 3.1, directed by Min Collins. IMDb, a runaway bride and her bridesmaids. Are you serious? Bachelorette parties, bridesmaids are stranded in a city run by clowns. Everything seemed normal at first. Really? But this clown cult has their own set of rules. It's a carnival ride as our girls try to stay alive and escape Clown City. Poster tag, "You'll die laughing." Spoiler alert, you will not. Clown kills 6, dead clowns 1. Clown names of note, Big, Dimples, Tiny, and I wish Minister McFadden should have been one of the clowns. This one dropped the C word in the first 30 seconds. So we kind of knew what we were in for. It takes place in Clown City, USA, 10 years later. Mr. Welmo will refrain from making a Washington, D.C. joke here. There's a clown inn in this movie, which is not to be confused with the Clown Motel chain. An example of the quality of the script. Here's my whiny girl voice. There's no mini bar in the fun house. Yeah, we couldn't wait for her to die. A priest stops a wedding ceremony because the bride didn't have her ID on her. Where does this happen? The bride cheated the night before her wedding and claims, I didn't cheat, technically, because she cheated with another woman. Time out here, folks. Love is love, so cheating is cheating. Again, where are the clowns? I'd rather have clowns in a bad clown movie than no clowns in a bad clown movie. Here's a question for you. Is everyone you know a stereotype? No? Then why is everyone in this movie a stereotype? Lionsgate changed the title from Circus Road to Clown Fear, and neither of them really make any sense at all. A clown rips off the head of a bunny in this one. Mr. Welmo was not happy with that. Mr. Welmo does not endorse animal cruelty of any kind, even against balloon animals. More of this quality script. Do the clown shoes match the merchandise? Oh. The kid at the end checking in with his parents had it right. He says, I don't like it here. I think we should go home. I'm with you there, kid. Points for the dunk tank being over a vat of acid. But that's all about the imagination that this mess could muster. High and dry. Next up, at number 7, we have The Curse of the Clown Motel, 2023, rated R, 84 minutes. IMDb 2.6, directed by Asif Akbar. IMDb says when Alma returns home to help her family get their Native American heritage recognized, all she finds is the world-famous clown motel that has been erected on her land. Well, at least there's no bachelorette party in this one. Poster tag, guests check in, but they don't check out? Like the Roach Motel? Clown kills 7, dead clowns 2. Clown names of note, none. Zero imagination. Professional wrestler Randy Couture and Tobin Jigsaw Bell are top billed in a movie that also stars Richard 21 Jump Street Grieco, who seems to be doing a Dave Navarro impression during all of his scenes. There's a heavy Native American subplot and includes a Native American delivering the line, history is dark and depressing unless you're white. So a cogent point made amidst a sea of miasma. At one point, the blood splatter soaks the screen and drips down the screen. Now, doesn't that ruin the illusion? The answer is, there is no illusion when you're watching this. There really aren't too many clowns in this hotel. The Chindi is more of a Native American demon. And if I was interested in seeing a Native American demon, I'd just watch The Manitou again. There is a scalping in this, and let me tell you, that's some nasty business. The production crew actually stayed at the Real Clown Motel, not a sponsor, during the production, and I'm sure they were very excited to see that that was the plan. Welcome to The Curse of the Clown Motel, and roll credits. Next up from 2017, Clowntergeist. Clowntergeist. So Clownado cashing in on Sharknado. Clowntergeist 2017 cashing in on Poltergeist, which I think I was in high school when that was made. Or, well, David was at least. Rated R, 80 minutes, IMDb 3.0, directed by Aaron Mintis. IMDb, Emma, a college student with a crippling fear of clowns, must come face to face with her worst fear, and an evil spirit in the body of a clown is summoned, terrorizing the clown she calls home. Poster tag, this wasn't bad. The reason you're afraid of clowns. Clown kills 4, dead clowns 1. Clown names of note, Ribcage the Clown. Ribcage the Clown, interesting choice. There was a scene in this movie that gave David chills. I laughed. I thought it was hysterical, but he got chills. It's right here next to the clown, on the phone with somebody. It's right here next to the clown statue. We don't have a clown statue. Of course you don't have a clown statue. Who is a clown statue? Seriously. Can we please get rid of the horror movie trope that has guys scaring girls on purpose? Yes, it's fun watching those guys die, but just stop it. Enough of those guys. A clown in this film barfs a black oil on people that seemingly has zero effect on the barfee. We might have missed something, but that doesn't make any sense, even in a movie titled Clowntergeist. On the plus side, we did have balloons filled with meat. I've always wanted to fill a piñata with ground beef. And a clown driving an ice cream truck, which is always terrifying. So this was kind of a mixed bag. David didn't give it a thumbs up in the archives, but it wasn't as bad as any of the previous offerings. Next, we got number 5 from 1998. It's The Clown at Midnight. Wow, how do clowns deal with that? Rated R, 91 minutes, IMDb 4.4, directed by Gene Pellerin. IMDb, 7 teenagers are stalked by a murderous clown while refurbishing an old opera house. Poster tag, none, unfortunately. Clown kills 7, dead clowns 2. Clown names of note, none. Perhaps Christopher Plummer banned them on this production. One of only 2 films on today's list from the 20th century, which may explain the use of the R word, but not excuse it. It might explain it, but it can't. There's no excuse for that. That's just, come on. And it sticks out like a sore thumb. Or big shoes. Look at that synopsis again. 7 teenagers refurbishing an old opera house. Why on earth are 7 teenagers involved in refurbishing an old opera house? They must not be fans of notorious opera hater Timothy, I Made a Ping Pong Movie, Chalamet. One of those 7 teenagers is played by James Duval, who was Frank the Bunny in Donnie Darko. And it's always nice to see Frank in movies. This seemed like a TV movie from the 90s, but it really wasn't too awful bad, even though we figured out the twist 45 minutes before we were supposed to. Margot Kidder's in this as well, the OG Lois Lane. From next, number 4, from 1989. Do we really have to? I guess you got to set up the bit. You got to go with it. Rated R, 81 minutes, IMDb 5.4, directed by a guy who later got in a lot of trouble for this. I'm not going to get into that. I found this out after I screened this and everything. It's terrible. So let's just talk about the movie. And IMDb, just before Halloween, 3 young brothers alone in a big house are menaced by 3 escaped mental patients who have murdered traveling circus clowns. They're all over the place. They're in Drake-It right now and have taken their identities. Poster tag, you can't leave. They want to play. I guess that's not bad. Clown kills 4, dead clowns 3. Clown names of note, Bippo, Dippo, and Chizo, who got an introducing credit, and the actor was referred to as Tree, so it reads, and Tree as Chizo. Now, David wanted to make sure I shared the following lines because it pretty much explains his fear. One of the characters delivers this. Their faces are fake. Big, painted smiles. It's not real. You never know what they really are. Yeah, that's why people are afraid of us. The oldest of the 3 brothers is played by 19-year-old Sam Rockwell, who must have studied Bill Paxton's uber-asshole older brother in Weird Science. He's that much of a douche. Someone is credited as Ringmaster in this. Cinema Wellman trivia, did you know that David played the Ringmaster in his kindergarten play? Complete with Ringmaster mustache. Next up, cue the music. Number 3, Clown in the Cornfield. Going through the corn. That was that effect. I can't mime either. 2025, rated R, 96 minutes, IMDb 5.6, directed by Eli Craig. IMDb, a fading Midwestern town in which Friendo the Clown, a symbol of bygone success, of course it is, reemerges as a terrifying scourge. Poster tag, are you a friend of Friendo? Well, are you? Are you punk? I added that last part. Clown kills 8, dead clowns 9. Yikes. Clown names of note, just Friendo. That's enough. The production could afford an Eric B. and Rakim song on the opening, so that's a positive start. As is the case in so many of these movies, all these teenagers deserve to die slow and painful deaths. We loved that Friendo the Clown is the mascot for the entire town. A decapitated head flies right into an open cooler. Swish. Clown with a crossbow. Almost as deadly as Monkey with a shotgun. There's an army of killer clowns. They show up. Someone says, that's a lot of friendos. And this is when David and I totally figured out the twist, but it didn't keep us from enjoying the rest of the movie. It's actually pretty obvious. Great quote, great line. It's over. We're all going to be headless teenagers. Nice. Is it possible the kids today wouldn't know how to operate a rotary phone? It's funny seeing that brought up in a movie. I like that. And I had David ask around at work at the factory, and the answer was the younger people. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I could do that. Okay. Cattle prod in the mouth. Oh, that's a good touch. We like that with the blue lightning and such. We also enjoyed the homage to Jaws in the open. All right, here we go. 2 movies remain. Both are recommended, and for different reasons. First, number 2 on our list from 2014. Clown. That's it, just Clown. Clown. Rated R, 100 minutes. IMDb 5.7, directed by John Watts. IMDb, a loving father. We felt bad for him too. Finds a clown suit for his son's birthday party only to realize that it's cursed. Poster tag. The kids aren't all right. Clown kills 5, dead clowns 1. Clown names of note, the poor bastard's name is Kent. He's just a regular guy. We found this easily the scariest of the 9 horror movies under today's Big Top. Big Top, someone say Big Top? God, this episode is going to be 4 hours long. Reminiscent of The Fly in the way Kent slowly transforms into the vicious clown. Neil Sedaka's pop hit, King of Clowns, is on the soundtrack. When Kent realizes what's going on, he tries to shoot himself in the head. He doesn't. He lives through it. The splatter behind him on the wall is rainbow colored. David and I, we applauded that one. We like that touch. The shooting doesn't work. And now Kent needs to eat. And his diet is not the diet of Mr. Welmo, kids. All the stomach gurgling and is extremely unsettling, and we hear it on more than a few occasions. There's another Jaws homage when a kid in a ball pit goes right down just like Chrissy. That was fantastic. The wife in this is willing to do something for this clown that raised some painted eyebrows around Wellman. Yikes. 1 clown movie to go, and it's a comedy, and it's from Ireland, and we absolutely love one of the clowns in it. Here it is, one more time. Probably not one more time. You're probably going to hear it more than one other time. Number 1 on today's list is Apocalypse Clown, 2023, rated R, 102 minutes, IMDb 5.4, a little low, directed by George Kane. IMDb tells us when a mysterious technological blackout plunges Ireland into anarchy and chaos, a group of failed, washed-up clowns are forced to traverse the country for one last shot at their dreams. Poster tag, when the world ends, the fun begins. Clown kills 0, dead clowns 1. Clown names of note, the Great Alfonso, Pepe, Bobo, and Funzo. Cinema Woman has already provided you with the answer if anyone ever for any reason asks you, can you recommend any Polish mermaid movies? Now you'll also have the answer to, can you recommend any Irish clown movies? Talk about an unexpected delight. David and I were so happy that this was the 9th of the 10 films, and Clown was the last one. So we liked the last 2, so we were rewarded for our own stupidity, which means this stuff won't stop. We really don't want to share too much about this one since it's streaming on, speaking of clowns, Amazon Prime. Give it a shot. At least watch the trailer so you can see Funzo. And there's also there's a hilarious subplot about Garth Brooks being dead that keeps popping up that is in the oddest moments in an admittedly odd movie. Hands down, our favorite clown in these 10 movies was Funzo, who was played by Natalie Palamides, I think you would pronounce her name. Funzo's face makeup is almost identical to Pennywise, the clown from It, but Funzo has never heard of it and is confused by all of the comparisons. Well, you look like, have you seen it? What? It. Have you seen it? What? Funzo's also scared of children, and when the trio meet up with a bunch of post-apocalyptic feral kids, she says, "They're terrifying. One of them smokes a pipe." Whether she's spitting out someone else's teeth or gobbling down lunch meat, Funzo is an absolute joy, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a clown. Well, that is a wrap from here at Cinema Wellman, where David and I have proved that if you go fishing for almost 16 hours, you're bound to catch a couple of fish that are worth eating. David and I saw clowns kill 64 people in these films, so if you're afraid of Mr. Welmo and Friends, I totally get it. You probably should be afraid of us. David still is, but not of me. He's even asked me if I wanted to sit in for this summer's Cinema Wellman Shark Week, when it'll screen and rank all of the films in the Sharknado series. My immediate answer was, why the fuck would I want to do that? David will return next week for his monthly breakdown of the best and worst of the past 31 days, and we hope you're back for that. Until then, sleep well and with one eye open, because Mr. Welmo and his friends are coming for you. Just kidding. We love people. Take care.